Hey everybody, it's Michelle, and today is a little tough lovin', nothing too terrible, I promise. If you're new to the tough love, then maybe today's the day you want to give it a shot because it's not going to be that bad. But I am going to talk to you about nutrition and money, and those two things combined. I just think that we have a tendency to use finances as an excuse. And I know I did that for the longest time. Those of you who have known us for years, we have a nearly 14-year-old son. And back when my kids were very little, we were broke. So I always used that as my excuse back when I was much heavier, because I was like, I can't afford the workout programs and I can't afford to eat healthy because, just healthy foods are too much and blah, blah, blah. So I do encourage you, though, to go through the blog, because I do have blogs about eating healthy on the cheap, things like that do help, because sometimes health food can get a little out of control when, you're doing everything organic or, everything is free range. Now, we do purchase yard eggs, and that's just a dear friend of mine. Her daughter's raising chickens, and we buy the eggs from them. But I have to let you in on just a little secret about chickens, okay? Because the whole thing about, free range is, if they're roaming around, or if they're in a pen, then they're being fed meal that's not of the highest quality. Sometimes it'll have, crushed up bones, they poop, blah, blah, blah. Chickens in and of themselves, though, if they were given the ability to just roam around, they'll eat poop. It's just what they do, okay? We go to horseback riding lessons, and the chickens roam all over the place, and they eat the horse poop. It's just it's like the circle of life, okay? The circle of life. There are some animals that just do that. A lot of animals do that. So that's your gross fact for this Tuesday. There you go. See, you learn something every day. But today I wanted to talk to you in particular about certain supplements and things like that I get a lot of pushback on. So go with me on this, all right? I want you to open up your mind just a little bit. And I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be very, very honest. If I were to tell you, let me back up a little. Whenever people hear that I've lost 104 pounds, I get asked two questions. The first question is usually, now sometimes these flop, but the first question is usually, how long did it take? So I'll answer that right now. It took over 6 years, and that's because I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But from the time when I was finally fed up and was like, I have to get rid of the weight for my health, to the time when I hit the 100-pound mark, it was 6 years. The second question that I get asked is, what'd you take? And I really hate that question, because it's, first of all, they want to know, how long did it take, because they want me to say, it took like 2 months, and this is what I took. So let me ask you a question based on those two questions that I get asked all the time. If I were to tell you that I had a supplement, a pill, the size of an aspirin, that you take once a day, but it will help lower your cholesterol, it will help lower your blood sugar, it will help stabilize your mood and cravings, and it will help you drop unwanted weight because it's going to keep you, healthy, it's going to get you regular, blah, 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 and it's going to cost you $150 a month. And see, some of you go, $150, that's too much. But it's one pill. One pill, easy. That's your easy button right there. I guarantee you that the majority of people will almost go into debt, restructure their finances, whatever they need to do to be able to get this, because it's listed as an easy button. By the way, I do not sell this pill. This pill does not exist. There is no easy button, okay? So we base our, we say, I don't want to buy organic, whatever. And I'm just using that as an excuse. I'm not a big, if you're eating organic produce, you're going to lose weight. And if it's not organic, you're going to blow up like a balloon. I'm not that way. But I'm just using it as an example. We say, I don't want to buy organic because it costs too much. But yet these same people that tell me this, their kids are walking around Nike'd out from head to toe. And don't tell me that doesn't cost a lot. or they're teenagers or in name brand jeans, or they're in name brand jeans with the beads all over the butt. We talked about that Friday, how I feel about those. Anyways, it's about your priorities. It's about sitting down and realizing what you're actually spending money on, which we all should do anyways. That's free. That advice right there, totally free to you today. Sit down, figure out where your money's going, because if you don't know where it's going, it's just gone. And then, you're stuck at the end of the month going, what happened? Figure out where it's going. And then make little adjustments as needed. People will often ask me, what's the best diet to lose weight? I'll be gutturally honest with you. I call it the poor man's diet. They eat it a lot in Africa. I know they eat it in a lot of third world countries, and it probably doesn't taste as good as what I do to it, but it's called beans and rice. That's what it is. Dry beans, brown rice, you cook them up, you put them together, throw a little salsa in there if you want to, and eat that for a few weeks straight, and I promise you're going to drop some weight. And people go, rice, oh my gosh. Rice is not the enemy here, people. It's the amount that's the enemy, okay? There's no one food that's the enemy. But anyways, so on the thing about money, though, I'll be totally honest with you. One of my favorite supplements, nutritional supplements, I guess is what you could call it, one of my favorite things to drink, whatever, is Shakeology. I do enjoy it, and I've been through a lot of other things, and I know some people hear about the Beachbody stuff and they're like, oh my god, MLM. Chill, okay, chill. I have videos on what that's all about. You can check those out. It's legitimate. Shakeology is legitimate. I am telling you from a nutritionist perspective, okay? It's legitimate. As a nutritionist, I would never touch Body by Vi. I don't particularly care for the Advocare stuff. There is something called too much of a good thing, and there are some of these things like an Advocare and all that have so many B vitamins that they will actually cause people to have really bad headaches, because the B vitamins are what amp you up, right? They give you the energy without all the caffeine. And then it can cause some serious problems. You can have too many vitamins in your diet. Shocking, I know, but you can. But I drink a Shakeology at least once a day. Sometimes I'll have it twice a day. And on Thursday, I'm actually going to put up my pretty standard meal plan that I use, just because it's easy for me to remember. And it's kind of, I tend to be one of those people, I'm very, I fall into a routine with my food, especially Monday through Friday, because it just makes it easy. I don't need a ton of variety. I don't need to be eating a different lunch every single day. I don't need to be eating different dinners every single day. Even my breakfast stays pretty much the same, but there is always a Shakeology in there. And I get a big push on that because people say, well, it's like $4 a serving. Oh my gosh, like $4. So I started doing some math. And for my family, for the four of us to go to Chick-fil-A, which is a very popular restaurant here in town and, pretty much all over, especially the southern United States. We love us some Chick-fil-A and sweet tea. But for us to go, it usually costs about $26 to $28. And that's, we have three, my husband, my son, and my daughter all get the little meals. And then I usually get a salad and unsweet tea. So it's like $26, $27. It would be cheaper for all of us to drink a shake as opposed to go there. A McDonald's meal, once you supersize and get, all the add-ons to it, is going to be just upwards of $5. A Whataburger, same thing. It's going to be up at $5. Do I really need to jump on the Starbucks? I mean, really? And there's no nutritional value to these things. Even the salad that I get at Chick-fil-A, it's iceberg lettuce. Now it has chicken and some other vegetables and some fruits in it too, but it's iceberg lettuce, which holds no nutritional value. I can drink one of these and I'm getting all of the nutrition that I need. It's got as much, let me see, hang on. It's got all of now this is the vegan one, and I don't care if it's vegan or not, but it's got the protein that I need. It's got 18 grams of protein, 18 grams of antioxidants. It's got prebiotics and probiotics. It helps you go to the bathroom on a regular basis. I know people don't like to talk about that, but dude, it's a fact of life. You got to be able to go. Okay, if you can't go, it gets all stuck up in there, and then you're wondering why you're weighing 5 pounds more the next day. It helps. That's what most people do. I took this with me to Moldova, and I had absolutely, normally with traveling, I have that issue because it's like my internal organs get all upset, and I took it with me and it was fine. So, is it worth it? That's the thought process that you have to go through. Is it worth it to me to have this on hand for myself and my family? Absolutely. Is it worth it to me to buy yard eggs? Absolutely, just because I think they taste better. Is it worth it to make my own bread? Sometimes not. Sometimes I'll just assume go without it. You've got to pick and choose. You have to set your priorities to your goal. And I'm telling you, when I first got on this shake, I wasn't huge to begin with. I was at about maybe 150 pounds. It was just after I lost my baby, and I was just kind of, sluggish, no energy. I just, always had to have that afternoon cup of coffee. And I got on this, and within a couple of weeks, boom, 8 pounds was completely gone, just because it helped regulate my system out. And the biggest thing that it does, it helps regulate your blood sugar. Now, Shakeology aside, I think it's awesome. We all get that. Okay, we understand that. Shakeology aside, though, if you're on the fence, because, some people say, well, produce is so expensive and blah, blah, blah. If the produce is so expensive, give up the crap foods that you're buying in the aisles. The chips and the crackers and all of that stuff, bagels, everything. You can give that up and allocate that money towards something that's actually going to do something for your body, as opposed to these things that are going to take it away. If you're eating out more than twice a week, you are more than most likely gaining a pound per month, which is 12 pounds in a year. So, a lot of people go, I don't know where this weight came from. I can sit you down, point it out. I'll tell you exactly where it came from. It's very scientific how we now have our lives structured. So today, the challenge that you have is this. Sit down and make a priority list. You have a goal already. I've just did this entire series on goals. So you have a goal. Make a priority list. What's going to mean the most to you? What do you need to change to get to where you want to be? And then make it a priority. For every one that you set above, you're going to have to take one from down here and knock it off. So maybe it means that you're eating out less per week. Okay? It's not going to kill the economy if you eat out less per week. Honestly, it's going to help it. So, eating out less per week. Adding a few more produce items to your grocery list. Things like this are going to help not just weight loss, but also your overall well-being and your energy levels. So just try it. Take the challenge. Shakeology has a 3-day challenge, and I would love to give you that challenge for free. You simply replace one meal every day with Shakeology 3 days, and I have 3 packets ready to go. So what I want you to do, if you want these 3 packets, is to comment below and let me know that you want them. Or you can get with me at michellecfitness.com. I'm going to take 5 different people on this 3-day challenge, so get your comments in quickly, and I will see you next time. Until then, have a healthy day.